Hello, good morning. Welcome to my channel Infotech, where I'm just updating some informative video. So today my video about the Australia new immigration changes 2024. So basically I just will discuss these changes, especially for the student visa. Australia will announce some new changes about the student visa, so which will be implementing 2024. So now the one thing has I update about the Australia immigration, that for the student visa they have strict some rules. The first is the strict compliance. So basically in previous years we will implement these fake documents, fake fund, and some students leave the study after to visit in the Australia. So now Australian government has update new changes, and now student will not do these all things. So if there is any student who want to go in Australia and where they want to change their study, now then they will feel difficulty to get the PR, and might be in upcoming time Australian government remove the student from the Australia. And another thing, they are updated now, they verify the all documents with very carefully, so people cannot show fake documents such as education or fund documents for this student visa. And the another changes that Australian government have implemented for 2024 about the GST. So the before GST student show GT, that has been cancelled now for the students. And basically before apply the student visa, all students have to clear their GT, so where they just including their education documents, some funds, and another things like IELTS at all. So whenever they just clear these all, then they just eligible for the student visa. But now Australian government has changed their rules, and now they just start the GST. Basically it's a genuine student test that will be implemented in the January or February intake for the student visa. So basically the main reason to implement the GST to take they just want to take a genuine student for the Australian visa. So according to this GST, they just implement some rules for the students, and who clear the GST, only those students can come to the Australia. So reason for this is because now before previous years the Australian education standard always be high from the first day, and but nowadays people student taken for granted, and they want to take a student visa, and they show the fake funds, fake documents. So they just take the Australian rule for granted, and some students are misused for this. So now Australian government want to take a action against those students, and they just want the genuine student who really love to do the study in Australia, and they don't want to take the chance of the old people. So they just want to reduce their immigration system. The main reason is this. So according to the GST rule, they just increase the funds, and they just check the educational document with the very proper way. So another thing that will be implemented for the immigration of the Australian student visa, that will be IELTS requirement. Now IELTS requirement has increased by 0.5. So basically the some student who come in Australia for the graduate visa, for example, and the IELTS requirement is 5.5. Now it has changed, and now it will be 6 band. And those people who are come for the Australia for PR, for example, their IELTS requirement for the 7, then now it has changed. and it will be 7.5. so Australian government increased the IELTS requirement by 0.5. so another thing that also increased the cost of living, so they just increase the cost of living for the all immigrations, all migrants people like students, PR people and everyone. So basically the Australian, why they change these rules, the main main reason to change these rules for the migration population will be decreased. They just want to decrease the migration population. So because they just want the genuine person in Australia, because Australia is a country who always live on high standard and their immigration rule always high. So now if they feel that during the COVID-19 they just opened the visa for the migrations, and there are number of people visit in Australia and they use they just take the rule for granted and they just misuse the things in Australia. So now Australian government want to take action and they just stop these all things. So this is the main reason they just implement these all rule in 2024. So another update about this student visa is temporary graduate visa age. So after complete study, some people just go for the again temporary graduate route. That time they just apply that visa within the age of 50. So now government has changed the rule and they decrease the age is a 35 and lower than 35. So now only the people who are 35 and the lower of 35 only they can apply the temporary graduate visa, and that we can say the TR visa. Basically the reason for the this rule, they just wanted to decrease the graduate visa. Might be in the upcoming years some people, like some people come in Australia and they just complete the master, and after that they just apply for the graduate route for the 3 years, and after the 3 years they just apply next 3 year. And some students are what they do, after they complete their study they just apply the visa for 3 years. After 6 years they just choose any another smaller course and then they again go for the temporary visa. But now this thing has been stopped. Now Australian government will not do this whole thing. So basically after complete their study, students just go for the 3 years visa, and after that might be there very rare chance they just change to again in the study their visa and point their PR, complete their point for the PR. So these are the basically main changes that Australian government has implemented now